looking at the current market, it does feel we are in an alt season. At least for me, it does really looks like we are in an alt season. Current market, some of you may feel there is nothing happening in the market, but don't think in that manner. We are closing through an alt season. Now these are the examples which you can see in the market, which kind of gives you the indication how this is literally happening. So looking at the current market, some of you may not think we are starting the alt season, but you have to consider what I would be showing you guys here. So these are just some of the assets which are hitting our targets. So what do I mean by that? Same alts are moving. Now we need to consider XRP, BTC and other fluctuations which we discussed previously, and you will understand we were highlighting some stuff in last video last week, and that's moving as anticipated. Now why is that? When will we have an alt season, which is full-blown alt season, including XRP, which is among those big cap altcoins? When would XRP actually move? So will XRP perform high in this upcoming alt season? We'll have to go through that, look at the macro perspective and how the big investors would be positioning their money in the coming financial year. March 31st is the financial year closing. Let's dig through that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you would like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, and if you would like to support the channel, you can hit that like and subscribe button. Now these are some of the chart which I would show you, like, this is we actually went through that. This was our targets. Now we hit our targets. Then this is another one showing, Filecoin, which this was the pattern we were anticipating. And if you look at the current market, it looks something like this. So we are nearing or close to our targets. Now we have our own strategy so that every time we are nearing your target, you're in profit and no algorithm or bots can manipulate you. Right, then we follow that in our Patreon, and we are on about 950 members, and all of them are happy. Those who got these opportunities, just like you and me, if you knew this before, you would take benefit of this, right? So this is something which we presented previously. We were going through the update, and this is what you can see right now in the market. So this was that bull flag we broke above. So if you are looking here, that bull flag, and we broke above. Now this was our target near 20, and we are near that one. We already hit that target. We are correcting. So that is one of the stuff which you have to understand in this market. After you hit a target, usually you get a correction, and that corrective wave is what you are trying to take benefit of. Trying to take benefit of means there would be corrections, right? Now we are not talking about jumping in, jumping out on a daily basis or a weekly basis, because we personally are looking something from 2 weeks towards 3 months, which is short to medium term for the scientific investor. That's how we try to reduce the risk and still be in a good cycle of profits going through different assets. Now why are we doing this? Because we know that the market is going to change. There is a change in the momentum, which we discussed in the last video, and we were highlighting the price of BTC is reaching the moving average. Now wait for that and look how the price or the market responds. It's not about your opinion or my opinion. It's about how the market shows you what it is doing. And that's something you have to consider. See here, when you reached near the moving average, you kind of had this drop coming closer to that moving average. You wicked up, then you came back, touched the moving average, and then bounced going up. Again, something similar happened, not exactly coming back and touching the moving average, because you can always consider the standard deviations, because this is market behavior. It's not one or two guys doing this, right? It's a lot of guys. So here we came and we bounced. So we were anticipating this also as a horizontal support resistance zone, where the moving average was also there this time. Now Bitcoin is bouncing. Fine. What does it mean for XRP? We are inside this pattern which we were discussing while we were coming up, and it acted as a resistance. But this time when we went down like this one, we were supported by the 50-day moving average. Now look at the pattern happening in the RSI. Last time we went up, it was kind of a double top. We kind of came all the way down. reached the support level, and this long standing support level all the way from late 2020 towards this day is supporting us again. We are moving back to the upside. Now if you look at the MACD, it's bouncing, and that bounce is happening in the positive zone of the MACD. Now that's actually bullish. Last time when we happened to do this stuff, you can see the price fluctuation here. Now you can call it as a telegram pump or any other pump and dump scheme, because majority are just looking at this not like a continuous market cycle, just like going in and out on a daily basis. But that's what makes us different. We don't actually do that. We position ourselves in a market understanding that this was the impulsive wave, this is the corrective wave, we are anticipating the next impulsive move, and we are already inside that, not chasing the market. So we try to make the most out of it and minimize the risk, because we are not here for a Lambo, Maserati and other stuff. We are here to change the life, right? For our families without huge risk. You're not trying to get another lifestyle, a higher tier lifestyle, by risking your current one. That's what makes the scientific investor family different. Now, when you look at this in altcoin market cap, we were coming to the upside, so that's the impulsive move there. Now, if you go into a live chart to zoom out, step back and look at it on a different perspective so that you get the real information there, you can actually look at that too, right? So after that, we would be coming into this BTC chart to show you why I think we are in an alt season and we are just beginning the next alt season. Now, if that altcoin season is happening again in this year of 2021, what you can anticipate when it's coming closer to the end of March or early April time, right? Now, when you zoom in, you can see this stuff as a continuation pattern. That's fine, but this pattern usually is a bearish pattern which breaks to the downside for 65% of time. Remember, this is a bull run. What you have to consider here is last time we made the similar pattern, we broke to the upside, so the chances are high it may follow the recent past. Okay, agreed. So what would be your upside? We actually discussed about that in the last video. Now, what are you looking here for the general large cap altcoins like XRP, XLM and others? Here, just this small movement towards the support of Bitcoin and then breaking down just started it, right? Showed increase in small cap coins. As you're going down, you can see some coins are pumping like 40% a week, some like 100% a week. They are getting attention. Now these are in their market cycle at a place where they were ready to pump. Similarly, now we step back and look at XRP, and this is what we are able to see when you're comparing it with the Bitcoin dominance. As the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, this was the negative trend which we were kind of getting, meaning the lows were same but the highs were reducing. So the buyers were not able to push the price back up above and close it and continue. Instead, the sellers were pushing the price down, right? Now the same stuff you are looking at the indicators, MACD is bearish. I told you we were crossing to the downside, and that too on the negative zone of MACD, and that happened. We are moving to the downside. You can see we are slowly making that rounded top here, coming all the way back down. So the chances are we may revisit the zone in RSI. What does that mean for the dominance price here? It can drop 10 to 11% as we were following recently. Now, in XRP chart, if you are looking at that one, the measured move is not that small. You're looking at something cool, which at least for me, if this is happening for next 2 or 3 months, I'm fine, 300% in 2 to 3 months. But what really happens in all season, we kind of pump way more than that, right? We kind of tend to move in a way that majority won't be looking at this. Say, what if this was the first wave? We are confused, right? Yeah, as the institutions are entering into the market now, not in US because they only have clarity for BTC and Ether. Looking at the general market, if you are someone who are looking at the macro perspective, understanding this is happening inside China, this is happening outside China, people are literally looking at what's happening around the globe with central banks. They definitely are looking at how to invest in this. They definitely are looking at the transition of this market. Now, what do I mean by the transition? Retail guys, when we are in, say this is the market cycle, when we were moving to the upside, for retailers, 1.5 to 2 years to the upside is too much to hold their nerves on. But it's different for the institutional investors. Why? Because they tend to have a market cycle of 8 to 10 year economical cycle. You look at silver, you look at any other investing assets in their zone, and you'll understand what I'm talking about, right? Similarly, if they are entering into this market, some who says the bear market, the bull market can be ending now in 3-6 months, maybe they are right, I'm not sure, but in my opinion there is a possibility that the transition may happen, that the bull market of 2 year can be extended into 4 year. What does that mean? The ROI anticipated is not going higher, but the patience needed to reach that ROI can increase. So if you are really constrained on your time, you're going to be kicked in the backside from the institutions. Now, that is what we can call manipulations. If your asset has higher ROI, like we see in XRP 100x, that's fine. Now, yes, I agree, it's not the asset which has the highest ROI from the technicals. Looking at all the different charts which we have went through in our Patreon as we are publishing, we understand, in the monthly digest which I put, I'm comparing 10, 20, 30 different assets in different digests and showing what are the possibilities for different assets, right? And we understood, there are some which would be, technically at least indicates which would be performing way better than XRP. But on the fundamental perspective, it shows XRP can outperform its own technicals, meaning if it's indicating you 100x, fine. Last time we went 1400x. So if that's to happen, okay, that's not something small, right? Even that can be overthrown, meaning based on the fundamentals, we can even double or triple in this market cycle compared to last one. If you are just looking at the general textbook pattern, you would understand, you can consider this as the first market cycle, which is like 80,000%. Fine. Now, I haven't actually got the exact top or the exact bottom. Anyway, you can actually consider that if you are looking at this. So that's 140 here. And if you're considering just the wave here with the close, to be conservative, you can see like 50,000, 53,000%. Now, textbook pattern, you can take the bottom here and then extend it to the point where you're reaching 2 times that or 3 times. So you can literally say that the possibility of XRP reaching $127. Now these are textbook patterns. These are not something of which I'm taking from my pocket and plotting it here. You can anticipate it to be 150,000%, somewhere close. So these would actually show you textbook patterns. Now in terms of percentage, there is no much huge difference because one is 127 to 190. But those who have their average down at 0.12 will be getting this. Remember, when guys say this is not possible, it's up to them. Each one will have their own opinion based on what they have read, what they have learned, and the knowledge in this industry. It's not only in one asset class you are looking at. If you have experience in a variety of different asset class, that kind of tend to support you. Now, if your average is somewhere around 0.5, 0.4, at least just above the accumulation zone, your ROI is different. Say 0.34 was the accumulation zone, and if you're taking it from there to the top here, anticipated maximum top, it's 48,000%. Or the conservative, extrapolation, it would still be 35,000%, right? So 350x. Now, still compared to some other assets, it's not huge. But those who have the average down here, yes, this is huge. And understand it's still showing you only, now this is my point actually, it's only showing you the same low to high as the first cycle, similar almost, right? 140,000%, yeah, something similar, 150,000%. Now, do you expect the same to happen? Some ask, where this money would actually come from, but I can see how this is being maintained in a way that the central banks itself would be moving tons of money. Now, if Ripple itself is creating themselves as an internet of value for central bank digital currencies, normal man is not trying to understand what central bank swap lines means, right? Central bank swap lines are not using small amount of money. They are using tons of money, and it's not low frequency. It's high volume, high frequency corridor, which the normal man doesn't care about. And even if it is coming as a neutral bridge asset for CBDCs, guys, you believe me or not, It's completely up to you, but you should go through this stuff to understand what literally is happening in the market when you are looking at the technicals. If the technicals are showing something, that's a probability. You're trying to look at the odds. This is the game of odds. If you believe me or not, it's completely up to you. But when you are looking at the charts, it's definitely showing you the market behavior. Now, the patterns, what does the pattern stands for? The technical side of it would be really hard for majority to understand, but it's basically simple, supply and demand. And when you look at patterns, you kind of get the simplest understanding of what's happening with the supply, whether the supply is reducing, demand is increasing, demand is reducing as the supply is increasing. All those stuffs are there. But once you're able to digest those and understand it in the chart, you kind of tend to get these right. And if you get that right, even 7 to 8 times when you call out 10 calls, that's huge. Now, yeah, not everyone would say that, because majority of those in this market are here to take the risk. Now, if you're a risk taker, it's cool because you're already in crypto market, which is a risky asset class. I understand. But if you're trying to increase the risk in the riskiest asset class in this century, that's going to be completely up to you. At least if you're coming into the Patreon, do understand we are trying to limit the risk. At least near 1,000 of individuals in this market are making profit just by reducing their risk without increasing their risk exposure, right? Balancing their portfolio. If you have a lot of different assets, you would like to balance so that when it takes up next time, next wave up, you are inside that. Your portfolio is increasing 2 times, 3 times, 4 times in 2-3 months. And that's happening. And that's why we are happy with the members. I hope you guys received value for your time. And if you did, please do hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to get the charts indicated like these for your assets which you have in your portfolio, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. But I would always suggest you join in the first of the month, or at least first week or first 10 days, which gives you your maximum value. Because now if you're entering, the Patreon will charge you again on the first of the month. Do have that in your mind. If you would like to try out, just enter in the basic tier, just $5. And then if you think it's good, yeah, you can upgrade to whichever you want. If you're serious about investing in this market, if you're serious about your investing career, if you are serious about generating generational wealth, you're not looking at 6 months, 3 months. We are looking for next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, not from the crypto. In crypto, you are generating the capital, but that capital has to be used properly so that you can build as a foundation now and then go up, right? So guys, that's it for today, and I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.